I spent quite a bit of time trying to get into a form of business that I've been in. And in the last year, well, the year before the last, it was like extremely booming for me. And then last year, it seemed like the business was done with me, you know? So I started to transfer my energy into other things like, okay, well, maybe it's time for me to start. I'll take this time as a form of the universe and my inner being telling me that there's more for me to do and I need to start doing.
There always is more for you to receive, always more.
Right, so I started to try to put my energy and time into other things, and it seems like all of those things are kind of hitting a little bit of a glass ceiling.
Well, when you're trying to figure out what to do and doing it rather than feeling the inspiration to do it, there can be a little bit more bumps in the process. But we have some questions for you, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
So, can you feel how, in the first scenario where your business was just sort of taking you along, can you feel that there was momentum? Can you accept that there was momentum underway even before you really knew there was momentum underway? This vortex that we've been talking about carries a lot of momentum. And so sometimes you're in a receptive mode relative to part of what's going on in your vortex, so you allow it to play out more easily. Sometimes people will say to us, you will resonate with this, they will say to us, I'm new to you, Abraham, and I've only been listening for a little while, but all kinds of things that have been sort of log jammed up are now flowing. And we say, well, it's because you've been asking and asking and asking, and something about what you're receiving from us has you more open than before, so you're letting it flow. The thing that we really want you to hear, and this is what you've been suspecting, in fact, it's what you said to us just now, is that the same time that you're letting some parts of your vortex flow into your experience, you are also putting more things into the vortex that will flow later. It's like there's always more in the pipeline. And so if you don't get too pointedly focused on what's manifesting, and if you just keep enjoying wherever you are, it's like this is coming along and comes to fruition, but about the time it peters out, your words were interesting when you said it felt like that was done with me. And we wanted to tease you a little bit and say, but were you done with it? But usually it's the same. It's done with you because you're done with it. But at the same time that this is being done, something else is coming into fruition. And as it is petering out, something else is coming. And as it is, something else is coming, because the interest is always in the new. Where it's happening is in this unfolding. Once it has manifested, unless there's more growth in that, unless the business is expanding to you in all kinds of different ways, it will always peter out.
Wow. So does that mean, like, I guess it kind of makes me question that, should you always just be okay with never, putting that extra energy or effort into sustaining something that was, rather than just always being allowing?
We want you to feel the difference between feeling a real enthusiasm to do something in your business and the feeling that you need to do it in order to keep it going. Because when it's the feeling that I need to do it to keep it going, you're working against yourself. When it's I want to do this, that's a whole different feeling about it. You can keep things moving along to some extent just through your action and attention. You can. In other words, once something's in motion, it's not that difficult to keep it in motion. But for someone like you, unless it's really ringing your bells, you're bored with it. And when you're bored with it, it's done.
Wow, yes.
When you're bored with it, it's done. When you're bored with it and now you're doing it because you need to or because somebody else needs you to, it's not long. You have to keep breathing new life into things, and they need to keep breathing new life into you. And the thing about it is, your inner being knows where all of those ideas are and what will ring your bells the most.
That's beautiful. Thank
Sometimes, in the meantime, since your business is still underway, you can revive it while other things are getting underway, just by making lists of positive aspects about it. Or here's a really good tool. Remembering how you felt in the beginning of it, in the really beginning of it, before it even really was a business, when you were just dreaming about it, thinking about why you wanted it, how it felt and why you wanted it and what you saw. If you can reignite those feelings within you, your business will pick up some. Esther notices, maybe you notice it too. She's talked to many different people about this, mostly her grandkids who she is often shopping with. They'll go into a place and there is literally no one there. sometimes a big place like the shoe department at Nordstrom or someplace. Nobody there, just them. And they'll start looking and enjoying and savoring and trying on and having fun. And before they know it, they turn around, there's 50 people that have joined them. In other words, all kinds of things begin to gather around your enthusiastic attention. So when you feel enthusiastic about your business, it brings more and more to it. When you don't feel enthusiastic about it, when you want it to enthuse you rather than you unconditionally being enthused, feel the difference?
All right, so I have one other kind of unconnected question. Is there ever a time that Esther cannot connect with Abraham? Is there ever a time that you feel like, I want to connect,
There
but
was
I can't?
one time in the early days that she couldn't reach us because she reached us so easily, and Jerry was so interested in the alignment that he just asked never-ending questions day after day after day after day after day after day. So the pump kept getting primed and primed and primed and primed and primed. So there was hardly a moment of expecting otherwise. But one day, when they first moved to Texas, they had chickens, beautiful little chickens. They knew all of their names. They knew which eggs each chicken was laying. These chickens were really fun, like little pets. They were all named. There was Henny Penny and Chicken Little and Big Bird and all these dear little beasts. And one day, the neighbor's dog dug under the fence and made havoc in the chicken yard, killed some chickens. And Esther's favorite chicken, Big Bird, was among the casualties. And another rooster who looked almost identical to Big Bird was injured. And Jerry said to Esther, get Abraham. Abraham will tell us what to do. And she couldn't. She was so distraught about the carnage, the chickenage. And Jerry said, well, I've always wondered if there would be a time. And then we said to Esther, once she had slept, and once she had regained her ability to receive us, we said to her, focus on the chickens who are still here. Just focus on the chickens who are still here. And when Jerry made his transition, she said to him, I'm going to focus on the chickens who are still here, okay? And so she never lost her ability to connect during that time.
That's similar to basically saying this, well, I guess I can connect that to the business thing. Like, you never really lost the opportunity, just focus on the opportunities that are still here.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Really good.
Yeah.
So I know that there's something big brewing, and in the past I've stopped it, and
Never mind.
I'm ready to be ready.
Yeah. Except when you're thinking about having stopped it in the past, then you're not.
Exactly, yes.
When you're thinking about having stopped it in the past, then you're not ready to be ready. Then you got it all stopped up again right now. So now you have to take another nap.
Right.
There's a tendency to want to explain where you've been, isn't there? To sort of justify why you're not further along now. But feel how counterproductive that is. Yeah. And so?
And so what I have been, I have
choke
been,
on those words. Choke on those words. What I have, she started to say, what I have, and then she realized, that's not helpful, is it?
Exactly. What? Okay, I've been seeing numbers in sequence all the time. I work, my day job is in something where I'm around the people and doing the things that the community I want to be in, and I'm already in vibrationally. I did a job and I was like, I'm kind of tired of working for these people. I want to be the one that I have people working with. I want my team together. And so I see it happening.
But feel the discord in that. I don't like being part of a team that I want to be a team around me. That's like saying, I want to gather around me a whole bunch of people that aren't really happy being around me, helping me do what I want to do. I don't like working for somebody else, but I want to be the one that others work for. I want to be the one that other people that don't want to work for me, that's the person I want to be. I want to be the head not wanting to be with her.
Okay, excellent, because I hadn't thought of it that way. That's great.
So you got to be a happy part of a team.
Yes, exactly.
You got to be right where you are and find happiness where you are. Because if you try to go somewhere else to find happiness, you'll just take your unhappy person with you, to that place that you think is going to be more happy, and you won't find happiness over there. You might as well just start right now where you are. So what is the advantage of being part of a team?
Part of a team.
An important, viable, co-creative part of a team. What's good about that?
Is creating with other people and getting all like great conversation and great ideas and all focused in this great direction.
So when you talk like that, you're getting ready to be ready.
Yes, I am.
But where you started just a minute ago, you weren't ready to be ready.
I'm ready to be ready.
So that's the conversation you want to have.
Yes.
Teams are fun. Co-creation is fun. Brilliance coming together, different pieces of it from different people for different reasons, and coming together and stimulating new ideas among each other that has never been there before. Co-creating at its best. Now, feel how that settles in you. The reason it feels like that is because it settles in with what your inner being knows. And as it settles in with what your inner being knows, then you're not blocking what you want. Because you see, here's the thing we really want you to hear. Every miserable day you've spent on that team, you've been launching rockets of desire. When it's not fun, you want it to be fun. When you don't feel productive, you want to feel more productive. When you feel confused, you want more clarity. When someone misunderstands you, you want to be understood. When someone disregards you, you want to be regarded. When you don't make as much money as you know you're worth, you want to make the money that you know you're worth. And so that contrast has been causing you bit by bit over a long time to create a very viable reality, a vibrational reality that now has gathered enough momentum that you can start receiving the benefit of it. Some of that can begin turning to things. It already is beginning to become things. So as this vibrational reality is different little pieces of it are occurring to you, then it just gets better and better and better and better and better. You start having more fun. Collectively, you create even a bigger vortex. The thing that we want you to hear from us, because most people are approaching life sort of as you just were. Here I am on this team, and it's not that great. So I would like to go over there to a different team and be in a different format on that team. And we say, but the thing is, it's your point of attraction that is creating what's coming new. It's not you physically moving to another place. So just for a little while, hold these words in your mind for a while. I'm going to move myself vibrationally rather than physically for just a little while. I'm going to do all my moving up vibrationally, not up the corporate ladder, up the vibrational ladder. I'm going to move myself vibrationally. And the nice thing about a vibrational move is your boss doesn't have to approve it. The nice thing about a vibrational move is nobody has anything to say about it but you. A vibrational move is something that you can start right now, and something that you can begin receiving the emotional benefits from right now, and something that you can begin witnessing the evidence of right now, until you begin to realize that your world is formulating around you. You're not out there looking for pockets of it. Your world is forming itself around you.
That's so exciting.
It is exciting. Something more you want to clarify?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to everything here today.
All right, so just for fun, try to say the things that you were saying to us earlier. Can't even say them. You can't find them because your now reality has morphed into something else. You've already started moving up the vibrational ladder. Your point of attraction is already different. The team that you're on at that job you have is already transformed. You're already in a different place of vibrational leadership. You're going to be a vibrational leader. And whether you get the name on the door or the extra good parking place or the title or even the financial raise right away is irrelevant. You've given yourself a vibrational raise, and that will transform everything.